Hi, welcome to week 4. This week we're going to work on wide leg forward fold, goddess pose, and star. So let's take a moment and take a few deep breaths. Nice and slow in through the nose, filling up the body. And then exhaling it all the way away out of the mouth. Another breath in, filling up the body, breathing in the nose. And then exhaling that all the way away. Another breath in, fill the body up real full. And just try to hold on to it for a moment if you can. And then exhale, blow it all the way away. Blink the eyes open if they're closed. And then bring the hands to the heart and the belly. And we're just going to breathe into that space for just one moment. Wherever you're seated, I'm seated in easy posture. So my legs are crossed. However your legs are fine. Wherever you are in your seat though, with your hands on your heart and belly, just lean a little forward into the seat or over the seat. Almost like you're looking over the edge. And then sit back up. Take your right hand to the mat and lean a little onto that arm, like folding the elbow. And then sit back up. And then the left arm. Lean a little into that side. And then sit back up. Now we're going to take the legs nice and wide, right from our seated space. I'm sitting the way that I'm sitting facing you. My feet aren't on the mat, but I prefer my heels on the mat. Okay, that's better because it doesn't feel good to put your heel. Ugh. Also, you guys may or may not know, but this is my Terminator foot, and it has 9 screws and some other hardware in it, so it's super like sensitive. So the idea of like just putting my foot on that floor, ooh, eeks. So, enough of that. So take your legs as wide as you can for your first time sitting down with your legs wide. Just letting it go as you can at your own pace is totally fine and always recommended. So just start to let your legs go wide from the seat. And just keep stretching them, rocking in the seat a little bit. And just leaning in, bending the ankles, flexing the ankles and knees. And just warming up those legs a little. If it feels too hard to make the legs straight, a bend is totally good. And wherever you are to get your legs nice and wide open, I'm going to have a bend. I'm going to have my legs straight. With my straight legs, I'm going to flex my feet and spread my toes. If you're going to keep a little bend, it may feel better to keep the toes pointed or flexed. You kind of decide. When we're working in yoga, when we are flexing our feet and spreading our toes like that, you're strengthening the lines of muscles. When you're pointing your toes, it's more for building flexibility, just for your FYI. So now that the legs have sort of had a moment to just sit in this space, take a breath and sit up nice and tall. Exhale, let the breath go. We're going to actually do one thing first. Underneath your bum, where the meat is, just lift that and then sit back down. So both sides, kind of lift your butt cheeks and sit them back down on the mat so that your sits bones are directly on the floor. So now that I'm feeling very on the floor with my wide leg fold, I'm going to sit up tall once more and breathe. You can bring your hands to your legs or thighs next to you on the mat, but just breathe. Spreading the toes or pointing the toes, you decide. Breath in, and then from that navel space, I'm just going to twist a little to the right, looking over the shoulder, and then come back to the center. Another breath in, twisting a little to the left, Gently looking over the shoulder. And then coming back in. Now from this space, I'm going to take another breath. Sweep my arms up nice and high. And then I'm going to exhale, sort of fold into my fold. Now, this may feel really stretchy and good, but if this is painful, bring your arms down. Keep your back straight as much as you can and sort of walk into this folding. Even bring the forearms down because you want to keep your back straight. And then once you're down, as far as your down goes, then round the back, round the head. Take a breath and lift the head and sort of walk the body back into the seat. Now, if you have a block or a big pillow, it may feel good to sort of sit that in front of you for when you're doing this. I'm going to just walk my back. My back is straight. For when you're doing this kind of a motion, it might be nice to have that pillow there so you don't have to try to go so low. But always use your arms. And just reach your body as far as it feels good. Stretching or pulling in that back or under the knees. Well, if you're doing it just enough that it feels good, you're in a good space. But if you're causing pain, you're not doing what you want to do for your body. So I always say, just back out a little bit till that pain stops, till it's not uncomfortable. Being in that space of holding where it's like, this space of reaching is not pain. So you have to be the one to sort of learn your body. Is this a space where I'm reaching for more for my body in a good way? Or is this pain telling me that my body is not ready to move like that and I'm not listening to my body? And I'm going to always recommend you do that one. All right. Now take another breath, and just letting the body naturally open like this is also very helpful. And then we're going to come right up onto standing feet. Take a couple of nice intentional steps, picking up the knees really big and stepping the feet and ankles up into the air. Then start stepping your feet wide. Again, take your time and go to your wide leg. But I like to step back and forth. I don't like to just push my body anywhere. And then I kind of like to wiggle my knees back and forth. This is a great time to tell you this. Every time you want to bend your knees, whether you're walking or practicing yoga, see your knee bending like you're reaching towards your pinky toe. If you see your kneecap and you line it up toward that pinky, the way that you're activating the muscles, the way that you're placing your weight is not going to let your knee suffer an injury. Look at it this way. I'm going to do it the wrong way on purpose. Bending towards my big toe doesn't give me that frame. Do you see how the my knee even goes inward? Like it doesn't even look nearly as strong as that frame. Do you see, like, frame, off frame, frame? And that's just by looking, and this is just by looking at my knee and reaching toward the pinky toe. So I always say, what is it? When we're in the bend, the pinky toe is the friend. So, and just in your mind, no, I'm bending toward my pinky toe. And start just bending back and forth, reaching, folding the knees, opening and closing, waking up all the joints. And then once you're finally to where your wide leg starts, for right now, the first time you're standing, take your space there. Keep your feet parallel to your mat, spread and lift the toes. And then just be grounded in this wide-legged space for a moment. With the hands either on the legs or hips, whatever feels good. Start to let them breathe up, 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 up above the head. Let the thumbs touch. And then send your arms nice and wide, almost like a star, a great big star. Look up at the chin. Feel your heart and chest rise a little. Draw the navel back, press the toes, especially the pinky toes and the outer edges of the feet. Reach all the fingers, middle fingers, wrists, high to the sky. Do not drop your head on your back. Stop squeezing your jaw and relax your face. Continue to breathe nice and deep and powerfully as you're in the stretch. One more breath, and then bring your hands back into prayer. Let the head and shoulders round. Now look down at the feet. Take your right foot and diagonally point your toes to that corner of the mat, that right corner, and then do the same with your left. So that now I'm still in my fold, but my feet are pointed diagonally to the corners of my mat. Again, with that bend toward the pinky toe, just a little bit of a bend. And this is going to be as deep as I'm going to be able to do this morning. If your wide leg, if your goddess squat isn't this deep, that's okay. Again, let your body warm up into it from where you are. As you're pressing into the feet and your knees are bent toward the pinky toes, sometimes it feels good to apply a little pressure to the thighs and sort of sink into that. If that doesn't feel good, don't do that. And then if you need to, just kind of open and close the knees a couple of times. Just reaching into this. This can be you can really feel this the first couple of times if you're not used to practicing this stretch. So take your time here. And then once you feel like you've gotten the legs warmed and you're prepared, take and see if you can mirror your arms just for a moment. And by mirror, just the same shape of your leg. Holding that for a moment, if you can. And then a big breath in. And on the exhale, we're going to stand up, stretch out the arms, straighten the knees, look up at the chin into the star. Take a breath in, bend your knees, sink into your squat. Goddess. Inhale, open the arms, straighten the legs, look up at the chin, star. Inhale, goddess. Exhale, star. Inhale, goddess. Exhale, star. Inhale, goddess. Exhale, star. Move at your own pace and do this a few more times. And then when you're done, settle into goddess for just one breath, if you can. Sweep the arms around and bring them into prayer and start to straighten the legs, walk the feet in together. Take a couple of big steps. Hands back to prayer. Now walk the legs wide one more time. This time, we're gonna fold down and reach our hands to the ground, almost like we're doing all fours, except from our feet. This is another time that it's gonna be helpful to either have a pair of blocks or like a flat kitchen chair, something that has a really good seat where you can sort of support yourself here. Or here. Or here. You decide how low your ground can be. And then just be here for a minute in this shape. We're gonna take the hands a little wider. And just lower the head. Reach the spine up a little bit like we do in cat. And then look up with the chin. It's just a little bit of that cat-cow. Inhale. Round the spine up to the sky. Press it away with your palms and feet. And then exhale, sort of bend that spine just a little bit if you can. I'm bending my knees too. My whole body is working together. Exhale. Blow the air away. Round the spine one more time. Another thing I like to do from here, which you can do on the floor or blocks or chair, just again, being careful about where you are with your space. I like to take and reach my arms to the side. If you had the chair, you would just slowly slide your chair to the side and then sort of reach into that fold. If you were on your hands, you kind of walk your hands to the side and then do the fold. Feels really, really great. If it doesn't feel great, back out. Then walk your hands back to your middle, wherever your middle is. Slowly, maybe even with your hands on your body, help yourself stand back up and walk your feet back in. Take another breath and we're gonna come all the way down to the mat. We're gonna take our legs wide for our rest this time, since this is the work we've been doing the whole flow. And with a pillow, a block, a bolster, or just your arms, we're gonna sort of sit into that fold for resting pose. So for me, I like to just kind of sit like this. If that's too deep, you can keep a bend in the knees, a block or a pillow. You could even have your chair at this point and sort of rest your head with the wide legs. So wherever you are, resting, surrendering the head and shoulders, face. Letting the legs be open and the seat be leaning in, but now more supportive than active, just rest. Relaxing the toes, relaxing the legs and the bum. Relax the spine all the way up to the neck. Relaxing both arms and hands. Relaxing the face and the jaw. Relaxing atop the head and then all the way down the body. Take a nice slow breath in and sit the body up. Bring your legs together. Bring your hands to your heart and belly. And send some appreciation into your body. Thank you, body, for moving with me. And thank you for practicing with me today. Until next time.